Today in optics we are going to discuss about lens. It is a transparent optical homogeneous medium bounded by two spherical or one spherical and one straight plane, like this one or this one. It is a homogeneous transparent optical medium bounded by two spherical surfaces or one spherical and one plane surface, like this one. This kind of lens is called biconvex. This is biconcave. This is plano-convex. This is plano-concave. Now actually we can consider a lens as the overlapping part of two spheres imaginary. Suppose this is one sphere, this is another sphere, and if these two spheres overlap each other, this part which is called lens is formed, or these two spheres if virtually overlap each other. এটা truly overlap করেছে, এটা virtually overlap করেছে আমরা ধরে নিচ্ছি, this part, this virtual overlapping part forms a lens. Regarding lens, there are certain definitions, like if we consider the center of those spheres whose overlapping part is the lens, that center of the sphere whose part is the lens is called center of curvature. Center of curvature. And the radius of those spheres is radius of curvature. Radius of curvature. This is usually denoted by capital C, and this is sometimes capital R also. If we join the centers of curvature of the spheres whose part is the lens and produce that line, the imaginary straight line formed is called principal axis. Principal axis. The part of the lens which is responsible for the refraction, the straight line distance between the two ends of the refracting part is called aperture. Aperture. If we consider a convex lens and a ray which comes parallel to the principal axis, then basically refraction e amra jantam je if any ray comes from rarer medium enters into denser medium, it moves towards the normal. Similarly, if we draw the tangent, draw the normal here, then the normal intention of this ray is to bend towards the normal. This is the normal, this is the normal, and the normal intention of this ray is to move towards the normal. That means in convex type of lens, any ray if comes parallel to the principal axis, after being refracted, it moves towards the principal axis. This happens for all the rays which come parallel to the principal axis, and for all rays after being refracted, they deviate towards the principal axis and ultimately meet with each other. That means the convex lens always tries to concentrate all the rays coming parallel. It is also known as converging lens. As a result of that it is also known as converging lens, because it, after being refracted, all the parallel rays, the refracted rays come towards each other. So it is also known as converging lens. But in the case of a concave lens, if we consider a ray parallel to the principal axis, and if we draw normal to this point of incidence, then definitely after being refracted, the refracted ray has a natural intention to move towards the normal. This is the normal. So this refracted ray will move towards the normal. That means it moves away from the principal axis, and this happens for all the rays which come parallel to the principal axis. So this lens usually moves all the rays parallel to the principal axis away from each other. So it is also known as diverging lens. Now for a convex lens, if a ray coming parallel to the principal axis, after being refracted, it starts moving towards the principal axis and meet the principal axis really at a certain point. In the case of concave lens, if a ray comes parallel to the principal axis, it moves away from the principal axis after being refracted. So we have to draw a line backwards, collinear to the refracted ray, which will meet the principal axis virtually at a certain point. So in the case of convex lens, any ray coming parallel to the principal axis after being refracted really meets the principal axis at a certain point. In the case of concave lens, the refracted ray meets the principal axis at a point virtually. This point is called principal focus. Principal focus. This is real, this is virtual. And this point, which is situated in the middle of the lens, this point is such a point through which any ray from any direction while comes through does not deviate. does not deviate. This point is known as optical center. Optical center. This is a point inside the lens, actually which is exactly in the middle of the lens, through which when any ray passes does not deviate after being refracted. This point is called optical center. It is usually denoted by O. The distance between the optical center and the focus is known as focal length. Small f denotes the focal length. The distance between the optical center O and the principal focus is called focal length of the lens. Here it is also this distance, this length is called focal length. Now, suppose there is an object in front of a lens, and while coming any ray from that object parallel to the principal axis, it definitely moves after being refracted towards the principal axis and meets the principal axis really at a certain point. And if a second ray is considered which passes through the optical center, it follows the path undeviatedly. So definitely these two rays will meet at a certain point, and if we draw a perpendicular from that point on the principal axis, that will be the image formed by this lens. It is heavy. We can call it A dash, B dash, or A prime, B prime. This is optical center, and this is principal focus. Now we have to calculate all the distances from optical center. If we measure the distance between optical center and image, this distance is called image distance, usually denoted by small v. Image distance. From optical center up to the object, the distance is called object distance. Object distance. The distance between optical center and focus, we previously know, it is known to us that it is focal length. The relation between these three is 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f, and this relation is called general equation of lens. Now, usually in this case we have seen that the image is slightly longer than the object. By what amount the image size is in compared to the object size is called linear magnification. Linear magnification. Linear magnification. It is usually denoted by m, and it is the ratio of the image size to object size. And geometrically it can be proved that this ratio is equal to the ratio of image distance to object distance. Now, in the case of determining the object distance, image distance and focal length, we have to follow certain rules of sign. And that rule is, if we have to move along the direction of light to determine a certain distance, then the distance is to be taken as positive, and if we have to move against the direction of light, then that distance is to be taken as negative. And always we have to start from optical center. So this is the starting point, this is the starting position, and we have to move either this way or that way. So in this case, U is negative because light travels in that direction. We have to move this direction. So U is to be taken as negative, V is to be taken as positive, F is to be taken as positive. So in solving numerical problems, we have to first write the general equation, general form of the equation, and then we have to put the respective signs of each term. Suppose in this case, in the next step we have to put like this: 1 by minus b minus 1 by plus u is equal to 1 by plus f. This is called sign convention. There is another thing that is called power of a lens. Power of lens. It is the reciprocal of focal length. So power is usually symbolized by capital P, and it is equal to 1 by F, but this point is very important, and that is the F should always be expressed in meter. So it should be included in the definition. Power is the reciprocal of focal length expressed in meter, and its unit is diopter. Diopter, capital D.